Hi and welcome to another Type with me. In this week's episode I want to talk about control flow analysis for dependent parameters. It's a very big title, right? But it's a very cool thing in my opinion, and I want to show you how this works and what you could do with it. So imagine that we have something like this, right? We have a type, magic number, and that type is a function, right, which can have arguments of a tuple string number or number string, right? And of course we can say, okay, we want to have the function magic, and with magic I can do now the following thing. I can say, okay, I want to do something like this. I want to do 10 comma, and then I want to do this one, and that's perfectly okay. Right, and I can do also this, right? I can do a string first, and then I can do a number, which is also very cool, right? We just have declared a function which can have one parameter over the other very easily, right? And then of course this is not going to work. This is not going to work, right? Because it needs to be a number or a string and not both numbers, right? The same goes for this, right? That's also something that doesn't work. So if we're now going to look into what A is a union type, a string or a number, and B could be the same. It could be a string or a number, right? And of course here we need to put code to see if A is a string or if A is a number, right? So what you could do is do something like this, right? You could say if or A is a string, then we can, for example, return A, right? And then here we see, okay, it's a string. So that's great, right? And then of course here we could do something like this. We could else return B, right? And then of course here we know that B is of type string or number. So also there we need to check if B equals string. Right, and then of course here we now know that B is a string, right? So that's great. That's a technique that you could do. It would always be nicer to just have something directly, right? Because that would make more sense. Another thing that you could do, and that's also nice to know, is that you could say here y, and for example also here x, right? And then A can be of y or x, right? And then you could say that A, if A equals y, you do that, B, you do that. And then also there you can be very restrictive, right, on your methods, and make a lot of possibilities going right. Of course B can still be of string or number, right? And then there also you need to find a way to deal with that. So for me it's a very cool thing to look into it, to see what it could be, and how you could work around with that, right? So yeah, just create types for your functions is a very good practice to do, and I can recommend you to do so. And of course it gives a lot of flexibility towards the people that are going to use your functions. Keep in mind that your function is a contract that you create so that another developer, another person can use your library, your code, your functionality, right, on a cool and creative basis. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel or give this a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.